Vsauce! Michael here. How's everybody doing? I'm a little loud. Hey, Vsauce! Michael here. I'm a bit quieter now. Yo! Lynn, thank you so much for the 16 months, my friend. Thank you for being part of the Fairy Fam. So, let me know if I need to be turned up a bit. I was turned up way too high. This is a modded home screen for beating Absrad. Anyway, I could always just start the stream by beating Absrad. I've been getting my ass kicked in SILKSONG for the last 8 days. I could benefit from feeling a little good. Yo, Succulent Cat, thank you so much for the 56. I also like onions. They're alright. Let's beat Absrad. I have not played any Hollow Knight since SILKSONG. I think I'm still cracked. Uh-oh. The dash length is different! The dash length is different! So yeah, to anybody watching who's worried about SILKSONG spoilers, I promise you there will be no SILKSONG spoilers in this stream. And to everyone in chat, that is not an invitation for you to try to do joking SILKSONG spoilers. This is no offense to any of you specifically, but in general, YouTube chat is, well, just Twitch or YouTube chat. People on the internet are really bad at jokingly spoiling things, and sometimes they just accidentally actually spoil something. Also, my mods won't know if your spoiler is a joke or not if they haven't played SILKSONG, so you might just get banned for it. So for everybody involved, let's not do not funny joke spoilers. Alright. That's Absrad. Everybody asking, wait, how did we get here already? I'm just warming up. Alright, now we can start our seed. So, just to get it out of the way, yes, I have played SILKSONG. I have nearly beaten SILKSONG. I am at what I think is the final boss of SILKSONG in Act 3. I got really, really frustrated with it yesterday and just had to stop playing. So, I thought about maybe trying the final boss and just grinding it on stream, but then I was like, nah, I haven't streamed the first 40 hours. I'm not going to stream the final 2 hours, you know? So, you don't have to worry about spoilers. I have a lot of thoughts on SILKSONG. And I'm thinking maybe I'll, you know, maybe I'll make a video about it. Long story short, I think it's a fantastic game, and I think I love it. I've also never been more frustrated by a game in my life and truly hate many things about it. So yeah. Clickbait title, SILKSONG is a frustrating masterpiece or whatever people say about Tears of the Kingdom. Alright, so we're starting off in Forgotten Crossroads. We are locked behind Brooding Malik. So no worries, we'll just take care of that real quick, and then we'll have access to the opening area. Which means our first order of business is finding a boulder killer to get past the Baldur's Gate. It feels so good to be cracked at a Hollow Knight game. After getting my ass kicked at SILKSONG for 40 hours. Please don't die. God damn it! Oh! I'm so washed. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I typically only make evergreen content, and the few times I haven't made evergreen content, I've regretted it. Like, my video the day the Switch 2 came out that I worked my ass off to get out before midnight on launch day, it's one of my worst performing videos, and I also just don't think it's a very good video. So, like, I'm not gonna rush a SILKSONG video talking about it out the door just to capitalize on the game being new. I just don't think that's my style as a creator. I think I need to take my time with my stuff, or it'll be lower quality. You know, just below my personal standards. Lumify Lantern. Okay. We can technically access peaks. I don't want to. Hey, Cornifer. I, Uscaro. Desolate Dive, baby! Ha ha ha! If you're willing to talk about it, what are your general thoughts on balance changes? Okay, I'll get into it. I am not a fan of almost every enemy dealing double damage with every attack. Vinny, thank you so much for the $5 super chat, my friend. I don't know if you're calling me a goober, if you're calling Cornifer a goober, or Brooding Malik, but no matter what, banned. That is a hateful word. Sure, I can give my Jet King's brand. Okay, I got Lumify Lantern as my first item. Desolate Dive, and then King's Brand. This is a very strange seed so far. I cannot read where the logic wants me to go. Now I can double get into peaks. You're right. Oh, how wonderful that the currency doesn't fucking bounce all over the place and get into unreachable areas, basically necessitating you use the Gathering Swarm Charm. Sorry. 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 Like I said, a lot of things about SILKSONG piss me off. I wrote an entire thread about it on Blue Sky, read it a few hours later, decided it was a little too emotionally charged, and deleted it. Not because I disagree with anything I said in it, but because I feel like that thread alone would not be sufficient context for my feelings about the game. And I didn't want anybody to, like, stumble upon the thread and think that's how I felt, you know? So I feel at this point I'm just gonna have to make a video about the parts of SILKSONG that frustrate me, for me to be able to just, like, when someone asks what I think about SILKSONG, I can just link them to the video, you know? Ancient Basin map. Oh, I'll finally be able to find my way around Ancient Basin. So, you want me to design you a rant Sona? Lynn, get rid of that /J. If I throw like $300 your way, would you draw like 6 or 7 poses? DM me. Yes? DM me. Get me some sketches, and get me a general sketch of one pose, unironically. And I'll see what we're working with. I think that could be funny. I don't know what I look like in your style. I've only ever had you draw Link. Yo, a PNG tuber? That would be crazy. Anyway, sorry. My feelings about SILKSONG. No spoilers. No worries, Lynn. So, no spoilers. I will not spoil anything. If you have not played SILKSONG or you're actively playing it and you're worried, I promise I'm not going to spoil anything about SILKSONG, even little things, okay? My general feelings about SILKSONG, it is a superior game in so many ways, but in a few ways, it is absolutely infuriating to the point where I don't know if I will ever replay it religiously in the way I do Hollow Knight without some serious patches by Team Cherry. Just very basic things you learn in the first hour or so of the game that I won't consider spoilers. The quest system is fine, but a lot of the quests are just kill this enemy a certain number of times or walk to this place and talk to an NPC. I was worried the quest system was going to be shallow, and by and large, it kind of is. I don't know. I want to replay SILKSONG once or twice before writing this video. I think that's important to me. So yeah. But, ooh, Green Path stack. I don't need a Baldur killer. Baldur's Gate 3 can live. For now. Distant Village stack. Okay. So, the big thing. The thing you've probably already seen discourse about, even if you haven't played and don't intend to play SILKSONG. Almost every enemy in the game deals double damage, where you start with 5 masks, just like Hollow Knight, but basically everything takes 2 masks. Even walking into and accidentally touching a lot of basic enemies in the game just immediately takes over 30% of your health, which is not ideal. I think we can all agree. Like, that's a little ridiculous. It doesn't ever get better. In fact, there's one boss that has a 3-mask attack, which is just like, okay, guys. It's not great. My other big frustration with SILKSONG that I think is one of the few things in the game that's actually bad design. Because there's a big difference between frustrating design and bad design. Me personally, I fucking hate bench runs. I think they're the worst. I think they add nothing to a game. I think the only thing bench runs add, or if you're a fan of Dark Souls, maybe they're called corpse runs. I've never beat a Dark Souls game. Anyway, like, bench runs, obnoxious. They add nothing to the game. They only pad out runtime, especially when the bosses deal double damage. So you die in 3 hits. Basically, you can die to a boss faster than it takes to run back to the boss, which is just obnoxious in my opinion. I gave up on the final boss last night because I kept consistently losing to it faster than the unskippable cutscene that precedes the final boss. And at a certain point, I just got really frustrated. Where I was like, dude, I've been doing this for an hour, and like 37 minutes of it has just been a cutscene. Like, it's ridiculous. But I will say, runbacks are not, by their design, bad. They are a deliberate choice, okay? I hate runbacks. I do not like them. I won't say they make the game worse. There is one thing about SILKSONG I genuinely believe is bad design, and if they do not fix it, I don't know how often I'm going to replay it. It's the beast shard system. The bone shards, whatever they're called. I'm not going to get into specifics because I don't want to spoil things, but there are tools in SILKSONG, much like Desolate Dive or something. They're combat tools that you need to do big damage against bosses that kill you really fast. So the faster you kill them, the more likely you are to survive, right? These tools are not replenished by merely hitting the enemy you're fighting, okay? These tools are replenished by a special, new, tool-unique currency that you only get by killing ads. So, immediately, the relationship between damaging enemies and, like, it's changed. Because now, instead of just using Vengeful Spirit or Abyss Shriek against an enemy, you have to think, like, man, how many enemies are even around to kill? Do I want to waste my ammunition here, right? But the worst part about it, the absolute worst thing that genuinely frustrates me to no end, is that you do not get this currency back from fighting bosses, and the enemies that bosses summon do not drop this currency. So you do not naturally replenish this ammunition while attempting a boss. But all of the ammunition you spend while fighting the boss is still spent every time. Meaning, eventually, after you die to a boss 3 or 4 times, you're out of ammo. So you have 2 choices. Fight the boss without your tools, effectively nerfing yourself and nullifying half of your damage, or stop fighting the boss and go grind enemies for half an hour. I'm not kidding. This ammunition is so difficult to come by, you either have to buy it from vendors for pennies on the dollar, or you have to grind enemies for like maybe 30 minutes. And this isn't okay, I grind enemies for like 30 minutes and then I have enough to beat the boss. No. You grind enemies for 30 minutes and then you have enough ammo to try the boss maybe 5 more times. And then when you run out, you have to go grind more. It's genuinely absurd to me. I'm not trying to catastrophize. I'm not trying to be a wacky, zany, what were they thinking YouTuber. I genuinely do not understand how real human beings play-tested that and thought, yeah, that's fun, ship it. Like, it's really, really frustrating. And it never gets better. There's a charm that makes the currency drop more often, and I've been wearing it the entire game, and I'm still always out of the ammunition. You really only get like 2, 3, maybe 4 attempts against a boss until you're basically out. So then it's like, okay, what you eventually end up doing is you just grind the boss without the high damage tool attacks that the bosses were balanced around. And you have a bad time because you are intentionally handicapping yourself. Yeah, like Witch of Crows said, TBH, I stopped using them and just learned the fight. Exactly. So let me explain why this is bad, right? This is a system that inherently, to its core, rewards skilled players and artificially punishes the players that are struggling with the game the most. Because players that are struggling with the game are going to need the tools for their bonus damage to defeat the bosses, and they're going to be dying more than skilled players. They're also going to run out of the ammunition, and then they will not have the tools that they need to succeed, and will have even more trouble. It's a flawed system to its core, and I honestly don't even know what they could do to fix it at this point. I think it was bad from go, and that it shouldn't have been done this way. And now, if I were king for a day and could just decree something and Team Cherry would do it, I don't even know what I would do to fix the shard system. Like, it's really bad that they go away even when you lose to the boss, is what I'll say. There's one situation, there is one type of boss near the end of the game that you fight 3 of that take place in a different plane of existence, and you don't lose your ammo when you die to them because it's not real life, and they were my favorite bosses in the game because I could actually use my tools against them. Ooh, shopkeeper's key. Ooh, Geo.
Oh,
Ooh, the Grim Troop. I'm not fighting Grim with Nail Zero. You guys can't make me. I've already fought Grim with Nail Zero before. It's not fun. It takes like 10 minutes. Yeah, talking about enemy gauntlets prior to bosses is on the table, and they're fucking terrible. The one I'm talking about in the coral area is actually, okay, I timed it because I started getting pissed off. The coral gauntlet is about 17 minutes before you reach the boss. That's insane. Like, it's the only time in the entire game they give you a checkpoint in the middle of an encounter. That's how insane it is. Like, it's not fun. What really bothers me about SILKSONG is the number of times I genuinely just started being like, wow, I'm not having fun. I'm miserable. I just want this to be over. And in fact, the reason I stopped playing last night at the end of the game, I was 40 minutes into that session. I had just got off work. I'd walked my dog. I was ready to play SILKSONG all evening. And then Soul Eater 1, that's such a good charm. World Sense, sure. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was only 45 minutes into the session. I could have gone for like 4 more hours. And last night, I just literally was like, I'm miserable. I'm only playing because I want the fucking game to be over already. Like, literally, I was doomering. I was sitting there playing SILKSONG's final boss and just thinking, I want this bullshit dumbass game to be over so I don't have to play it anymore. I want to be done with it. I never want to play this game again. This is dumb and stupid, and I'm pissed. And I only want to keep playing because I want to be done with it, and I don't want to have to play it tomorrow. And then I thought, okay, stop playing, baby girl. Like, go do something else with your night. And I did, and I felt better. And I'm sure I'll beat the game this weekend. But, like, I'm made of pretty sturdy stuff. I think if you've watched my challenge videos, you can appreciate, even if you're normally someone to say, get good, LOL, I think you can appreciate that I have a very, very high tolerance for bullshit while playing video games. And the fact that, like, I was almost giving up on SILKSONG because of how unreasonable it was and how little fun I was having, I did Depthsless Depths. I spent almost 30 hours mining Zonite in the depths while playing The Floor is Lava. No one made me do that. You know? So yeah. I am enjoying SILKSONG. I'm just also really, really not. I don't know how to explain it. I'm gonna have to do like a full second playthrough and record my thoughts. Yeah, the Biowater run back almost made me quit. I think it made me quit for the night. SILKSONG just has some very, very bold decisions in it, is what I'll say. The thing I said to my roommate multiple times this week, because my roommate also loves Hollow Knight. He's the one that got me into Hollow Knight back in 2020. He's playing it in the living room. I'm playing it in my room. Like, I come out and we talk about it. I'm a lot further along than he is, but, like, we're both having the same struggles with it. And, like, a thing we've talked about a lot together is that it's, like, I feel that Team Cherry, by and large, is just generally unconcerned with whether or not you're having fun. That may sound callous. That may sound reactionary. That may sound like I'm insulting Team Cherry. But hear me out. I feel like Team Cherry makes decisions because they feel it's how the game should be. And then they maybe stop to ask themselves, but wait, is this too brutal? Will players have trouble with this? And then I think they say, I don't care. This is what we're doing. This is what the game is. We have artistic integrity. I don't care if it's inaccessible. This is the game, right? And I think they literally just say, whatever. Like, either beat it or don't. It really feels like Team Cherry's philosophy at large is a lot of people won't beat the game, and that's fine. Does that make sense? Do you guys kind of get that vibe? Where it's just like, they've got to know, right? They've got to know with some of these decisions that, like, most players will never beat Act 3. You know? So, it's just got to be like, okay then, they don't care. They don't care if it's fun. They don't care if it's reasonable. They don't care if you can do it. They have set a challenge. They know some people will rise to the occasion. But if you don't, whatever. Yes, Cam the Galaxy. That is something I've also thought. I think Will and Ari are too good at SILKSONG. I think they spent 7 years making it, and I think they kept getting bored by it and kept making it harder. I think that's a wonderful analysis that I was actually going to bring up in a minute or two. I think the reason there are, like, 15-minute long combat arenas and, like, boss run backs that require 5 minutes of combat before the boss even appears is because they're just not losing. They're just not losing. So they're not truly appreciating the amount of time it takes to retry these things, you know? Because, like, a 15-minute long fight, yeah, that's only 15 minutes. But if you're losing, it's 15 minutes every time you fail. So it can take 5 hours. You know? Also, the pogo is bad. There's one crest that I basically have to use because every other crest's pogo is unusable. The pogo locking onto things and lunging downwards in a sporadic, sudden jolt is borderline unplayable. I prefer Hollow Knight's pogo so much, where the knight just keeps moving, and then if the nail comes into contact, you go up. Like this. It's really shitty when pogoing, like, sends you at a 45-degree angle to the right. Because then if you miss, you're just dying. Was I the only person wanting a harder SILKSONG? Yes. I'm not trying to diminish your experience, but I am telling you, you are out of touch. The game is far too difficult. The general consensus is that the game is too hard. I'm happy for you, but, like, I am a really, really good Hollow Knight player and also just a good video gamer in general, and I'm getting my fucking ass kicked. I can only imagine. I can only imagine the trouble other gamers are having. When I say you're out of touch, that's not an insult, by the way. That's not to say, like, you're bad or something. You're actually too good. You're cracked. You're just built different. Yeah, getting used to the base pogo is fine. It's still worse. Yeah, I mean, wish I were you. Like, wish my problem with SILKSONG was that it was too easy. I don't know if it's just not clicking with me or what. This is not an invitation for everyone to start discussing this boss, because that would be a spoiler, but this means nothing to people that haven't played the game. I hate every lace fight. Can't stand them. Really annoying thing to fight. Frustrates me to no end. You didn't miss a stream last week, last Friday. I was playing SILKSONG. And I wasn't streaming it. I did a community poll asking if people would want me to stream SILKSONG if I didn't intend on playing all of it on stream. And people told me no. So, I've recorded my entire first playthrough. No commentary. My mic was off. But I have about 40 hours of footage of SILKSONG. So if I do write a video about it, I already have all the footage I need. So that's going to save a lot of time. Also, H-Straw, thank you so much for the 50 months, my friend. Thank you for your continued support and for being a part of the Fairy Fam. Boo, boo, boo. Yeah, I mean, for Hollow Knight, Soul Master is probably the worst run back. I genuinely, on my first playthrough, could not believe how far away the closest bench to Soul Master is. Terrible, terrible bench. Awful run back. A lot of these problems are in Hollow Knight as well. Like, a lot of these aren't new problems. I will say, though, the fact that every boss kills you twice as fast does make the run back worse. Because you're doing it more. I saw Dan Olsen folding ideas on Blue Sky. Really, really love the guy's work. He's an incredible writer, brilliant, like, political analyst, really good at, like, identifying the problems with complex systems and breaking them down in very palatable ways for a layperson. And I saw... Ooh, White Fragment. I saw Dan Olsen on Blue Sky actually making fun of people who think the double damage is a problem. And it's like, I actually, for a second, was like, wait, am I wrong? And then I was like, no, actually, you can disagree with people about stuff. He's wrong. The double damage sucks. His argument is that since Hornet can heal 3 masks at a time with every heal, the fact that you take double damage is fine, because in total, you actually have more health, because you heal 3 times as much and only take twice the damage. I disagree. You can only heal with full soul. So, like, already you have far fewer opportunities to heal. So it makes sense that when you can heal, it's for far more. Yeah, you can heal in the air, which is cool, I guess. Does not make up for the fact that every little mistake you make carries twice the punishment. Yeah, it takes 3 times the soul to heal, even though you heal 3 times as much. And sure, you can heal while moving, but you also can't heal as often. And also, you don't have 3 times the masks. You have the same number of masks. You die in fewer hits. Hornet dies faster. It's more frustrating. I don't know. I really respect the guy and would love to have an actual conversation with him about it, which, you know, Blue Sky character limits do not allow for. I want to be wrong. I want these systems to be good. I want to get better at them. But just the more and more I play, the more frustrated I get. And the more I worry that, like, it's not me, it is the game. And if it's not me, that means it won't get better. As I get better, you know? Yeah. Anyway, this is still a lot of SILKSONG talk, and I don't want to get into SILKSONG spoilers, and if I hadn't played SILKSONG, I would be uncomfortable with the amount that's being discussed right now. So I think I'm gonna move on tentatively. Maybe I'll share more thoughts later. But, like, long story short, I really like SILKSONG, but I have a lot of problems with it, and I'm probably gonna have to make a video about it. Dream now. Anyway, this seed is potentially a baby seed. As soon as I find a movement ability, that is. Yeah, a learn and get better game is frustrating when you have less time to learn. When you take double the damage from bosses, you are dying twice as much, and you are spending twice as much time running back to the boss, which, I don't know if you know this, you're not getting better at the boss while you're running to it. Huge shock to the system, I know. Alright, I'm actually worried that, fighting Grim is in logic right now. Alright, let's do Nail Zero Grim. I have Dive. I got Crossroads Stag. You all saw it. Oh, that's not Dirtmouth Stag. Okay. Also, the fact that the currency is only dropped by sapient characters is really frustrating. In the original, everything drops money, even little things that aren't people. Yeah, I get it. With SILKSONG, I just don't feel satisfied or victorious when I finish a terrible bullshit encounter that took me an hour, though. I just feel relieved. I'm just happy it's over. And the reason I stopped playing yesterday is because that was going to be the culmination of the game for me. I was thinking, no, I can't stop now. This has to be over. I have to be done. I don't want to have to come back to this tomorrow. I just want the fucking game to be over. I hate it. And that's when I was like, okay, take a step back. And just give the game some space. Come back to it in a few days. Damn, Cap, that does suck, but as a tech support specialist, seeing that in my own chat room just brought me genuine petrifying fear. I'm not going to help you with your outlook. Oh, man. Grimchild's so expensive. I don't think I ever would have quit or uninstalled, even if it had been more frustrating. That's just not the kind of gamer I am. I will sooner harm myself. I will sooner play while miserable than quit. And I think that's a fault, actually. Okay. Gotta just really dive the guy. Ow! Just really gotta dive him. It's my only good tool. Oh no! Oh man, doing this without Mothwing Cloak is gonna be a trial. No! Help! Okay. Okay. No! Okay. Double heal. No shit! No! No! All right, I'm going to give that 2 more tries. There's no way this is in logic. It technically could be. Proficient combat is in logic. So this is pretty proficient. All right, Grim, let's do this. Come on, pretty boy. All right, here's my hot take. The fact that you have to wear Grimchild to fight Grim, eating up the notches, and you don't even get Grimchild while fighting him is a dumbass nerf to the player for these 2 fights. Just Grim artificially takes 2 charm notches away from you. You know? Okay. Let's do this. Just gotta stomp him. I'm just not used to stomping Grim this much. Without dash. No shit! Ow! Let's go. Oh, you can get 2 hits like that. Ah! How am I this good? How am I so cracked? It's happening. It's working. It shouldn't be, but it is. I thought about doing the DK Bonanza DLC tonight, but then I saw that it was 20 bucks, and just, I'm not very interested in the minigame it introduces, and I'm not going to spend 20 bucks to play it. I will probably spend 70 bucks to play the 2 Galaxy games, though. Nintendo's got me. Ow. Ow. No, please. 2 heals? Now! All right, Grimbo. Let's go. But yeah, with SILKSONG, I just had to stop for a few days because every time a new fight happened, every time I was like exploring an area and like barriers came down and fight music started, I didn't think, oh boy, here we go. I thought, oh, here we fucking go again. God damn it. And then I would die 2 or 3 times and I would just get angry. And like, as like character arcs were coming to conclusions at the end of the game and you started having like important fights with characters, I just, every time I started, every time a new fight happened, especially in Act 3, I just started thinking like, oh, here we go. Like, damn it, here we go. And I know that's not a healthy way to be playing, and I know it was healthy to stop and pick it up in a few days. Because just every time combat started and I was put in a situation where I could die and have to do runbacks for the next half hour, I just started thinking like, oh, here we fucking go again. You know? And that really is my problem. I hate runbacks. I hate them. Genuinely. Hate them. The reason I love Godhome, no runbacks. I don't care how hard a boss is in Godhome. There's no runback. I really, just to my core, fucking hate runbacks. It's the reason I've never beat a Dark Souls game. A friend of mine bought me Dark Souls 3. I streamed it for about 6 hours. I got to a boss that had a pretty gnarly runback, and I stopped. I feel like the game doesn't respect my time. Do you want me to get better at the boss, or do you want me to get better at running down this goddamn hallway? It's not for me. It's just not for me. I understand it's a very popular franchise, and I understand that runbacks are part of it for some of you. Okay. Leave me out of it. I love the first Hollow Knight despite its Souls-like mechanics. Not because. You know how Metroid Dread added a retry button when you die to bosses? I think other Metroidvanias could benefit from something like that. I think the fun part of a Metroidvania is exploring and the occasional boss. The fun part isn't running back to it. Hey, Artemis Blake, thank you so much for the $5. Yeah. No, I've already considered a Skyward Sword HD rando. I've just got to get it set up. Okay, I think I have to go to Peaks at this point. I have Dash and Lantern. I will happily die and retry a boss 100 times. But if you make me do, like, 90 seconds to 3 minutes of fucking bullshit between attempts, you're gonna lose me. There's nothing I hate more in video games than the repetition of an unskilled sequence. Where it's like, I'm not gonna die on the way back to this boss. So why are you making me do it over and over again? Does that make sense? Because when you're trying to beat a boss, you are failing the boss and having to retry because you're failing. So you are testing and failing the boss. When I fail to the boss and have to run back to it, what skill is being reinforced and compounded upon in that scenario? Nothing. Nothing. I'm not gonna get better at running down a hallway for a minute and a half. That's something you figure out pretty quickly. You learn exactly where the enemies are, you jump over them, and you make it back. And don't even get me started on runbacks where you actually might die. Because then it's like, oh, give me a break. Damn it. It's like, don't make me redo something multiple times if it's not a skill that needs testing. Is that the only thing I can access? Yeah, I guess the logic isn't sending me back to Peak. Yeah, Rose, that one pissed me off. Oh, and don't even get me started about the game fucking lying to you. Like there being clear signals for when a boss is over, just so you let your guard down and a few bosses, like, explode or something and kill you. Not funny. Not cute. Not clever. Alright, I'm trapped in Peaks. I have to leave. Okay. Okay, where else do I have immediate access? Oh, I could do no eyes because of, yeah. I could do no eyes because I have Dream Nail and Lantern. Just not used to having that this early. I don't know. I think almost every problem I have with SilkSong would be fine if dying to a boss just prompted a retry button and gave you your goddamn tool ammunition back. That's the part I'm the most mad about. And it's something that will stop being a problem the better I get at the game and the less often I die. And I'll just stop running out and I'll start using the tools. But it's just so unfair and bass-ackwards to me that players that are struggling the most also don't get to use the high damage tools that would help them beat the bosses. No, Rose, I didn't love those benches. In fact, I think some of them were genuinely fucked up to the point where I almost stopped playing for the night. Alright, let's actually stop. This is a pretty bad no-spoiler stream. We're not talking about anything specific, but we're still talking about the game a lot. Wait, I have, Wraiths. I didn't have Wraiths for Grim, did I? Oh, am I stupid? I might be stupid. Ow. I do have a few videos in the works. I guess I might start writing a script of, like, the ways SilkSong frustrates me. But just, I don't know. Maybe I'll stop feeling so strongly. I really don't want to make a negative video. I don't want to make, like, an I hate Tears of the Kingdom or I hate Mario Kart World. Like, I really try to just be like a beacon of positivity. I'm not saying criticism is bad or even that it's bad to have healthy, mature discussions about things you like but still have flaws. It's just, there's so much negativity in the world that just, I don't know if it needs mine, you know? And maybe this is just, like, I've been burned before, but, like, the few times I have offered criticism, like, I have gotten bad reactions for it. I didn't mention it when it happened because it would have been pretty unprofessional, but now it's been, like, 2 months, so I can say, when I criticized Pauline's English voice in Donkey Kong Bonanza, I lost a patron, and their exit survey was that I have dog shit opinions about voice acting. Okay. So yeah, just like, I don't know, I try not to complain. I try to just be positive. It is a little funny. They also called me bro in the exit survey. They said, "What are these dog shit takes, bro?" And that was a little less funny. Okay. Where to? I can get one check. We're kind of at a weird place with checks right now, where I have a lot, but I can't do much until I find my way into the east half of the map. Ow. Whoop. And just when you bring negativity, people bring theirs. And I think another reason I don't like to be negative is because, and this is just my problem. This is not an actual problem with like people, but when I share my opinions, people share theirs, and I don't care. like I'll say I don't like something, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, well, blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "Wow, I don't give a shit." I'm just like, I didn't ask. Disagree. So it's like, really, it's a dish but can't take thing. That's ultimately my problem. But I do find it funny. I don't hate my viewers just because they think. Sometimes I just get frustrated when you guys say dumb bullshit that I don't care about. I don't think I expected too much from Team Cherry just because the game took 7 years. My expectations were very tempered. Man, there's a grub in there. You think it's pierogi? I'm not saving pierogi. What can I access in Abyss? Because I really feel like I have to jump down there since I got King's Brand and Hidden Station Bench. Sleeping on the job. But yeah, I don't know. The fleas are far better than the grubs in every way. Anyway, you guys want to see a thumbnail for a video I'm working on? So, this is a video about the existential horror that is being a Waddle Dee in the Kirby world. Because Waddle Dees, depending on the game, are either Kirby's best friend that he would kill to protect, or they are literally just food that you eat even though they don't attack you. Let me get the PNG to put on top so you can see it without the text in the way. So yeah, it's Kirby slurping up a Waddle Dee, with the words friend or food. The video essay just about how the Kirby world is a little screwed up, and exploring when Waddle Dees went from being just like Goombas that you stomp on to like having careers and being like professors and scholars and stuff. Wait, why do I have access to waterways? I shouldn't. Wait. Why do I have access to everything up here? How can I get to city right now? What? I don't understand. Yeah, the art is gorgeous. Dio did a great job with it. I have the script basically done, but it's only like a 10-minute script right now, so I'm giving it a day or two to see if it grows into something more. But maybe it'll just be a short video. I'd like to have it out in September. All right. Let's jump down and check out the Abyss Shriek check. Ah! Wow. Come on, game designers. What were they thinking? Oh! The Abyss. Okay. How do I get into city from here? I don't have the crest. I don't have a way through wastes. Wait, Abyss Shriek? Vanilla! That is a really early Abyss Shriek. Wait. Am I supposed to go through peaks to get to resting grounds? Can you do that with just Lantern? I did not know that. Hang on. Is it here? No, not here. Yeah, that's an awesome vanilla check. Abyss Shriek with Soul Eater as one charm notch. That is pretty good. I'm going to be shrieking. Wait, I think I can reach up here. Oh! And I have Lantern, so this room is fine. Man, it's crazy how free this room is when you can see. This is the hardest room in the game normally because I always do it without Lantern. Literally free. Okay, let's check Zero. Oh my god, I have Nail Zero, but Abyss Shriek. Sorry, kid. Better luck next time. Great Slash. Yeah, Iris, but you probably didn't have Abyss Shriek with Nail Zero. Those Dream Warriors, their health scales to the damage of your nail, so Abyss Shriek eviscerates them. Because it's the, like, highest damage spell in the game. And they have really low health because of my nail. Hey, Davenant. So yeah, what did everybody think of the Nintendo Direct today? I kind of passed out from arousal when I saw Samus on a motorcycle, but I heard it was a pretty good Direct. Cloak! Meremo! Dreamwielder 3 balanced. Egg. As a Pokemon fan, I'm sorry, there were like 3 back-to-back Pokemon things there. Leave it to a Pokemon fan to not be happy about fucking anything. I'm not really a Mario fan, so most of the Direct didn't do anything for me. I like Metroid, and I got to see my girl on a motorcycle, so that was nice. We got DLC for Donkey Kong I'm probably not gonna play. God, name a fandom that hates their game more than Pokemon. Impossible. And the only Zelda was the spin-off I don't care about. I'm not getting any new Zelda for like a year, or maybe more. It's sad. Day 1 DLC is pretty funny. I don't know. I complained for so much of the first hour of this stream. I'm kind of just done complaining. I'm gonna buy the Mario Galaxy collection. I don't want to talk about it. I'm sorry. I haven't beat either of those games. I want them on controller. I've tried them on Dolphin, and I just couldn't get it to work right. So... yeah, exactly, Taken. I used to be a Destiny fan, too. I'm tired of hating my game. Man, imagine having a Pogo that works. What? All right, it's not my fault I got hit there. How was I supposed to know that guy would be there? Also, wouldn't this be better if walking into any of these enemies dealt double damage? What were they thinking? Ow. It's just a grub. Bye. Don't talk to me about Destiny. I soloed Crota's End. I was there. I was there at the start. And then I just didn't really like Destiny 2 and I stopped. I was there when the last word in Thorn could kill in 2 headshots. I was there! Okay, is anybody else obsessing over all of the Tomodachi Life footage we have, trying to figure out if they made good on their promise that gay marriage would be in the sequel? When the first game came out, and gayness was possible due to a glitch, and then because it was a glitch, they had to patch it out. And when they were asked to put it back in, they were like, listen, honestly, genuinely, we wish we could, but the game is out and it's not getting DLC and we don't have the dev time or resources to implement it, but we promise any future game will have gay marriage, right? They promised that back in like 2016, 15, when like gay marriage had just become a thing. And, like, things were on the uptick, and things looked good. But now, with the current state of things, I wonder if they're not going to let you be gay in Tomodachi Life 2. But they keep having those 2 girls together, and I'm just wondering. Am I the only one? Yeah, the thing in today's Direct about, like, the 2 girls going from strangers to friends, I don't know. I was just like, I know what you are. Honestly, for a little kiddie Nintendo game, I would be fine with there being no romance system at all, just like best friends. It's only a problem when there's a romance system and it's enforced heteronormative. Lots of games don't have dating and marriage, you know? I'm fine. Yeah, I'm just wondering if shortly on the heels of gay marriage becoming a thing in the United States, they said, like, yeah, sure, we'll do it next time. And now with, like, the current climate, if they just wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, they made Vivian trans in the Thousand Year Door remake. Like, she wasn't trans in the English version on the GameCube, and she was in the Japanese version. But, like, in a lot of older Japanese media, like, trans women were included in, like, a really disrespectful way, like it was a joke. And then when it was localized to America, they were just made cis women, and it wasn't a joke anymore. But with Thousand Year Door specifically, with its remake, they made Vivian trans again, and also fixed some of the fucked up things about her being trans, and made it more accepting. And that was 2023, right? Or was that 24? So, like, maybe. They also, not only did they make Vivian trans, they took a line about Luigi wearing, like, high heels and how traumatizing it was for the character seeing him in heels. They took that line and made it that they were traumatized because Luigi tripped all over the place and, like, accidentally killed 3 people because he's bad at wearing heels. And, like, that's fine. That's funny. The joke isn't that, haha, a man wore heels. The joke was that Luigi killed a man because he fell all over the place in his heels. So, like, I don't know. I genuinely don't know if Tomodachi Life will have, like, gay stuff in it. I don't think they're going to proudly show it. I just don't think we'll know until the game is out. But my, like, conspiracy theorist mind is, like, they keep showing us these women because, like, they want us to know they're making good on their promise. Am I crazy? Like... Yeah, like, in the GameCube version, it was, I hope I never have to see Luigi in heels ever again. And in the remake, it's, I will make sure Luigi never wears heels ever again, so he doesn't hurt anybody. Is there anything else to do down here? Except die? Which I'm thinking about it. Nuscato. Come on. I want a pogo off you. I wanna. Damn it. No! Ow! Bad. Are you winning? No. Well, like, a big reason they're never going to release Mother 3 in English is because of the, like, entire race of people in that game that are, like, male woman. And just, like, there's no way they want to deal with any of the press that would come from that. Like, good or bad, I think the left and right would be unhappy with that, culture. For different reasons. I just think it's a situation where they feel like there's no winning, so they're just never gonna re-release that game. Yes, there's a Mother 3 fan translation that's in English. But no, Mother 3 has never released outside of Japan. And probably never will. No, I don't mean as in nowadays. I mean the game never came out here. Never. The running theory is that the fan translation that was done by an actual industry professional was so good that Nintendo America, who already didn't want to release the game because of the, like, politically sensitive material in it, like, because the fan translation was just already as good as they would have done, that Nintendo America was like, hey, listen, like, okay. We're just gonna let this one slide. If people want to play Mother 3, they can, and we don't have to release it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube delay is so much longer than Twitch delay. But I'm also live on Twitch if you want to hop over there. I want to get the other Vengefly over here, too. Oh, Vengefly! Oh my god, a third one! I got a posse! Ultimately unnecessary.
Ranjo Stenja.
Are you saying Samus is having lesbian coitus with her motorcycle?
Got it.
Because it has a femme name. And you lay on it. Because I'm not arguing. I'm just asking. Hey, Brandino. Did I not get the thing up here? Or is there another thing up here? Wait, it's a grub, isn't it? So that's why I left? Yeah. Listen, Samus is the hottest character that's ever existed in anything, and having her on a motorcycle just, I mean, yeah, it did things I didn't know could be done. Ismas. Now the only thing we need is for a fucking female AI to be in the motorcycle. Then it'll be complete. Helma Delka, my fellow Delka. Can I get into waterways? Okay. Still no dreamers. Money! Love the stuff. Because you're wrong, Taken, and that's fine. No! No! You're entitled to that. Who up helming they Delkas? I think Flukemarm, the alluring god of motherhood, is in Logic right now. I might try to go down there. Alright. Well, Taken, you're not attracted to her because just something must be wrong with you, / joking. It's Samus! I don't care if you're not into women. It's Samus! Everyone's entitled to being wrong in their own special ways, though. Oh my god. Who's lost a Steel Soul run down here? Because I have. If you're not into women, it's fine. Be into the suit of armor. Okay. Yeah, I mean, not to put you on Baja Blast, but if you're not attracted to Samus, it just must mean you're broken as a person. I'm sorry. No, you're fine. Just like you might want to get that checked out, you know? It's like if you had no feeling in your arms, you would talk to a doctor about it, right? If you're not even a little attracted to Samus, that's like not being able to feel your legs. Like you should at the very least consult a medical professional. All right. Let's go to Queen Station. Doctor, I have no feeling in Samus Aran. Oh my God, we've got to get this man into surgery immediately. I have no feeling in my heart when I look at Samus. Good God. Yeah, that whole, like, why don't you get out of that armor and slip into something more comfortable? I am at my most comfortable in this armor. Like, that's like a fucking Master Chief in the books ass post. The Halo books always mention, like, how just uncomfortable Master Chief is when he's in normal clothes. It makes more sense when you understand the Halo lore and you understand that Master Chief's suit isn't just armor, it's basically a human-sized Gundam mech. In Halo, Spartans are connected to their armor through a neural connection, and instead of their brain telling their body to move and then them moving the armor, their brain is connected to the armor, and when they tell their hand to move, the armor just moves its hand. And the armor is far faster than the human body. It has a faster connection to the brain, and it can move in ways the human body can't. And the reason only Spartans can wear them is because when they tried to put normal people inside the Spartan suits, every bone in their body broke. And they basically died of injuries similar to a car crash from being inside of a suit of armor. Like, their mangled bodies were pulled out, and it looked like they'd gotten into a train wreck or something. So, like, unironically, when the books talk about how Master Chief is like less comfortable outside of his suit, he probably literally feels slower and weaker and more sluggish. And also, he doesn't have bullet deflecting energy shields, so like, you know, you would get used to those. One video that's like in the oven right now that I'm just looking for a good angle for is to talk about just how unironically good Halo is. So like a lot of you have probably seen the video by Noodle that's like Halo is important. And that is a good video. But that's like a video specifically about how Halo 1 is a good game. My idea for a video about Halo being unironically good is how just like Halo as a franchise, I think in like recent years has kind of just been bundled with all of those 2000 shooters like Call of Duty and Gears of War and stuff, and people think it's probably just some vapid, shallow, two-dimensional story about guns going pew 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 and human exceptionalism and stuff. But like Halo's story is actually really good and really cool for like the first 5 games. And I want to make a video about like the Bungie era Halo games and just how like genuinely unironically good they are. And how even if you don't like first-person shooters, you might want to give them a shot because they're just genuinely good games with like really good stories. The first one is really campy, but the second one has a genuinely incredible story. Listen, a lot of you have probably seen the Brian David Gilbert video about all of the Halo books. The series doesn't have that many books for no reason. It's a really cool world that like New York Times bestseller authors write in sometimes. Yeah, The Arbiter. Halo 2 has The Arbiter. Do you want a story about the religious deconstruction and de-radicalization of an alien voiced by Keith David, who realizes that his entire society is a lie and he needs to side with humanity? Because that's what Halo 2 is about. I need claw, bro. The Arbiter is a very good character. Okay. Surely Claw won't take 3 hours again? No, I'll just stop the stream. We can check Salubra. Yeah, Hollow Knight's pogo is totally skill-based. It doesn't have any inconsistencies. Just another skill issue to add to the list. Damn it, nothing. Yeah, and like I would want to talk about each game in its own video and like how the games iterate on each other and expand the lore and how concepts that you might take for granted as a fan in 2025, like how those were originally introduced and the weight and the impact they carried, and just about how the first 5 Halo games are really, really good, and how Halo 4 and Infinite are pretty good. I want to make a video series about Halo. I've been working on and off for months now on a Halo YouTube poop. I think I've shown a clip of it before. Do you guys want to see a couple YouTube poop clips I've made? Hang on.
You know how expensive this gear is, son?
No, sir.
No, sir. I'm really proud of this one.
Drawn quite a crowd. Even on my knees, I do not belong in their presence.
You've drawn quite a crowd. Oh, man. Where's the like main clip? Hang on. Hang on, I gotta... This is like the full...
There was only one.
I can't hear it. I've got to make it so I can hear it too. Where is it? Okay.
No.
Hang on. Damn it. OBS playback sucks. Hang on. Hang on. Can I...
There was only...
Okay, can I like window capture the Windows Media Player? Yeah, okay. You guys can see this, right? Okay. Let me turn it down a bit.
There was only one sheep.
No.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You were right. You are one of our most treasured instruments.
What of the council?
Halo's destruction was your error, and you rightly bear the blame.
No, there was nothing I could do.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You are one of our most treasured instruments.
What of the council?
I know I'm laughing at my own joke.
You fried. And let's not even talk about the power supply. You know how expensive this gear is, son?
No, sir.
I'm dying. Oh my god. I was laughing my ass off while making that. Like, there was only one ship. No. Yes. Are you sure? Yes. You were right. Just the back and forth, truth just continually turning on the Arbiter. Like, you are our most treasured instrument. What of the Council? Heresy! Halo's destruction was your error, and you rightly bear the blame. No! There was nothing I could do. Are you sure? Yes. You are our most treasured instrument. Just the back and forth. There was nothing I could do. Hushed whispers. Are you sure? the deference. I don't know. I'm just really proud of the comedy of that scene. I also put way too much effort into it. I isolated all of the voices and removed the music and sound effects, and then put the music and sound effects back in, instead of just cutting it up like YouTube poops normally do. I want to cover the entirety of Halo 2 like that. But, like, my channel, it would not do well here. Most of you people haven't played Halo 2. But I wanna. You have any idea how expensive this gear is, son? No, sir. Man, with AI, you could just make those characters say anything, and that's why it doesn't matter. It's not impressive. You know? With me, it takes 20 years of autism and an encyclopedic knowledge of every line said in all of those games for me to be able to shuffle them around like taking letters cut out of a magazine to create new sentences that I want. I take lines from 5 different games and splice them all together to be new dialogue. You're weak if you need AI. If you're using a goddamn supercomputer to make your meme, it better be like galaxy brain shit. Like, it better be something the human brain couldn't come up with. If you're just using it to make the words for you, you're a dummy. Oh, there's one more. I forgot. This one's kind of my favorite.
Captain Keyes.
Something's not right. Master Chief was 50 times this size.
Something's not right. Master Chief was 50 times this size. I don't know why. I don't know why I find it so funny. My brain is broken. Master Chief was 50 times this size. Oh, Tiso, I can kill you by talking to you. Okay, where am I going? We are 2 hours in and I don't have a single dreamer. You'll find progress in Ancient Basin. Okay. If you say so, boss. Freaking AI developers trying to explain why voice synthesis is so hard. Tony Stark made Hatsune Miku in a cave! I'm not Tony Stark. Is this accessible platform not high enough? Are you kidding? What the fuck is accessible about this platform? This is American accessibility. Hey, this game must be broken. I didn't take double damage when I touched that enemy. Kind of embarrassing. Hopefully they fix that. Alright, how do I get up here? I can't, can I? No. Bummer. Let's say, for the sake of argument, I have a man trapped in my basement. Ah! I'm not gonna cheat. I can't get up, though. I don't know. I feel like I'm coming down with a cold or something. I've only been live for 2 hours, but I'm rapidly losing energy. I'm losing my gusto. I think I might just wrap things up. I feel bad because I didn't find a single dreamer, but they can't all be winners. And I don't think you guys want me to continue if I'm not feeling good, if I'm not in tip-top shape. Yeah, and with how this seed's going, it's not going to be done anytime soon. I think I'm going to turn in. I'm a little bummed, but next week, maybe we'll be back with some No Logic. Maybe we'll do Ocarina of Time. Maybe it'll be time to play some SILKSONG. I don't know. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me, spending some of your Friday night with me. Sorry it wasn't quite as long as usual, especially after missing last week. But gotta look out for number one. And number one's a little eepy. So I think I'm gonna sign off for the night. Love you all. See you soon. Bye-bye.